Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I did understand a lot of people has come here from different backgrounds, who has from IT, who has from non-IT, who has some experience in already into testing, into different types of testing, and then they are already working into automation testing from in different uh, I'm a pure non-IT to IT. They are working in testing who are into manual testing or ETL testing and want to switch. So I would first try to explain a very deep understanding of testing. Yesterday also we had very high level understanding of it, and now we will further move into it on a non-technical understanding. And today I will also show my syllabus, which is more aligned with the market standards. So first, let me introduce myself. I am Nikhil. Currently I'm working as a test manager, project manager in one of the renowned MNC. I have more than 12 plus years of experience into IT. I did work on all the levels of testing as an individual contributor, as a test lead, as a test architect, and also currently as a project manager who was responsible for end-to-end testing. Um, I've been working on a service-based company currently. I did work in product-based company before, so I was the responsible person for entire architecting of the application. Designing of the application from the testing perspective, and also make sure the test deliverables are being done on time. Okay, so I maintain people. I know what is market actually requires. Okay, I do hire many people into the in my organization, so I know what is exact market requirement or what is market needs. Okay, as part of testing. So this is something my professional part. Coming to my teaching experience, I have been teaching for more than 10 years in IT, in different institutes, and it's been 5 plus years in DURGASOFT itself. So there are so many people got benefited from the training. Got jobs from the training. Okay, so we will go with some targeted process. Okay, let's not keep a word of just learning a course and then complete it. So let's make sure that we target something and we all focus from the day one, focus on the same target. Obviously, see, I'll assure you, if you attend 10 jobs, out of 10 jobs, at least 5 jobs you will surely going to get. Okay, because see, 10 out of 10 is something that is not in reality uh, acceptable or possible. So I would say that out of 10 jobs you can easily crack 5 jobs if you attend any if you attend interviews. So that way we will try to focus. So we will try to see what is actual market requirements. So if you go to Naukari from Indian perspective, or if you go to Indeed, if you go to any of your Canada job post or any of the American job post, you just need to see which job has more demand in the market. Okay. So when I say you all decided to learn Selenium Python, in Selenium Python, there are certain frameworks. Okay. There are frameworks such as PyTest framework. There are frameworks such as Robot framework. There are such frameworks such as Behave framework. These three are very much renowned frameworks and very much asked frameworks in the market. Okay. So they are having very huge demand, and a lot of companies will go for having this framework. Yeah. So we will try to be on a focused target and let's try to go it. Okay. Because see, my way of teaching is little professional. Professional, I mean to say, obviously everyone teaches in a professional way, but my way is not just, for a namesake of training. It is more about we are focusing all together. We are focusing to achieve some target, but that is getting job into Selenium Python. Okay. So I can assure you two to three things here. One is just try to practice every day whatever I'm teaching. That is more than enough. Focus on Python programming, very important. Okay, that's up to you how to decide, because I can train you Python course, but programming, logical building. So you have to just spend 1 to 2 months, okay, along with me, and I will guide you exactly how to reach your destination, which is getting a job. Okay. So I'll tell you what is market, what are the market needs, what market is looking for, what are the different companies, not companies I could say, but what are the different skill sets that you need to acquire in order to get job. Okay. All these things are there, because no matter you are in India, US or any country, if you are into testing, every company looks that you should be a full stack tester. They doesn't require a person who has only knowledge in specific level of testing. If I know only UI testing, that doesn't work. If I know only API testing, doesn't work. If I know only DB testing, doesn't work. So you should be capable enough to learn API testing, DB testing. Okay, you should be learning. You know, ETL is a different story. Okay, we don't go for ETL part. The other parts, I could say, performance testing, which is non-functional testing. So you should be well versed with UI testing, API testing, DB testing, and performance testing to acquire any job in the market. And along with that, you need to also have, very important, you need to have one cloud technology. See, now market is changed. Okay, it is not like before. If I learn one course, then that's all I get a job. I landed a job. No, the companies are, in job description, they are clearly writing, okay, you should have cloud knowledge, you should have API testing knowledge with certain tools. You should have UI testing with certain frameworks. You should have DB testing with certain, um, you know, um, integrated queries, and also, uh, you know, writing it through automation. You should also have performance testing with some tools like JMeter or Load Runner, NeoLoad, whatever it is. So all these are required for a person. If you learn this, you don't need to worry anytime in your career for next 30 years. Okay. So that should be our target. So whatever I am going to teach is again limited, because I would not say that I would teach you everything, but I'm saying you what is, that's what I'm saying. Please listen. So I'm telling you what is market required. Okay. My course is not everything. Okay. I'm not going to teach everything. So you should have to focus on certain things parallel to my course. That's what my way of saying. You understood, right? See, I can tell you, if you learn everything, you are 100% sure you will get a job. Okay, because I have been in market, I have been hiring hundreds of people in my organization on everyday basis. My job is to, in line with market requirement. Okay, what is, because as a service-based company, I have multiple requirement from different clients come across, right? I would know what clients are looking for. I would know what companies are looking for. Okay, I did also work in product-based company. I would know what are the new technologies companies are putting up or bringing into their process. Okay, so I'm saying you what is market required. I can tell you what I will teach, and the rest thing what is there in between you should have to fill by yourself within the gap of my training. Okay, then you are market ready. Once you are in market ready, then no one can stop you for next 30-40 years, because that's all in the market. There is nothing great. Okay, it's just a simple target based learning. We have to know what is required. We have to know what is market exactly, what are the different market requirements, what I know, what is that I don't know, how do I fill it. That's all. Okay, if you fill all of them, anywhere you go, anywhere in the world you go, you are easily going to get. Okay, so let's try to start with basically, so first point, do anyone have a confusion of learning Selenium with, because why these guys are calling me? 1 minute. Yeah. So do anyone have any doubts of what should I choose, whether Python or Selenium, or you have already fixated? Yesterday I have already told you why Python and Java. Let me again explain people, because people are new here. Why should I choose Selenium with Python? Okay, or Selenium with Java? Okay, Selenium with Python. What is Selenium basically? Selenium is just a tool. Okay, it's a tool. It's a group of tools. It's not a single tool. Selenium WebDriver is one thing. Selenium IDE is one thing. Selenium remote control is one thing. Selenium grid is one thing. All together called as Selenium tool. Okay. But out of four, we are only using one. In the market, anyone says Selenium, that is nothing but Selenium WebDriver. Okay. So I will, this is today. Let's keep it more non-technical. So let's not consider this as a class on. Okay, we will clearly start with a very good opening, since there are no much registrations. So I can only start class once the registrations are confirmed. Okay, I would request you to do registrations as soon as possible. Only then I can start with my original class. That's what my requirement is. Okay. Until then, I can give you a very clear demo about what is required, what is I'm going to teach. Okay. Uh, See, I'm not going to teach all of them. Okay. I'm telling you what is there in market. Okay. You have to learn. See, there are sources where you have to learn. If I teach everything, then there is no point of going and learning other course, right? See, I am more focused about certain skill set. I will teach only that. Okay. So now let's try to understand what is. Please be patient, people. Yesterday we were joined. Since there are so many people joined again, I need to recap it again. On top of it, I'll also tell you something new, very new today. Okay. Um, so very importantly, in a company, in any company you take or any organization you take, okay, there are four important skills that they look for. Okay, you need to know the software development life cycle, which is nothing but a process of doing your project. It can be a waterfall model, it can be agile model. Nowadays, everyone is using agile model. A very typical way of getting, in a Sirisha, you're asking so many questions. I understand it. Please, you can ask it all after the things are done. Okay, I'll give you everything clearly. Then, so let's keep it non-technical discussion or a discussion of understanding. Okay, for today only. From tomorrow, if your payments, at least few payments are done, I will surely start with my regular class. Okay, please understand that, because that's what I am supposed to do. So now let's try to understand. One is a very typical way of working on agile process. So everyone who is working in market should know this. Your typical understanding of getting your requirements as stories, understanding the stories, writing your manual test cases, creating your, executing them manually. If you have any bugs, raise the bugs, you get it fixed. Okay, retest it and close them. That is one process. You're creating a regression suite. Okay. The other way is like you're creating a regression suite out of the test cases. You maintain the regression suite, you run it in different release purpose perspective, you test it in multiple different environments. Okay, this is a very nominal and a traditional way of testing that does in every organization. Okay, I hope it is very clear with you. Okay, you guys already who are working, they would clearly know it. If you don't know, don't worry, I'm going to teach it again, everything very clearly on agile process in the next classes. Okay, there is a separate class for it. Okay, what is agile, what is sprint, what are sprint ceremonies, when this happens, how to create a story, how to work on a story, how to close a story, how to raise a bug, how to fix it, sorry, how to retest it, how to close it. I can give you some demo kind of understanding on it. Okay, don't worry about it. That's a very typical understanding, and people already know who are working on it. Second important thing is you need to know very important automation testing, because uh, you are into testing. If you decide your career to be into testing, there are very important things that you should always learn automation. There is no scope of being into manual and getting a job for a very long time. For next 30-40 years, if anyone wants to survive in IT, in testing background, it's very important that you need to know automation testing. So when I say automation testing, there are so many tools existing in the market. Okay, there are tools in the market, very much in the market, like there are tools in the market, very much in the market, such as I could say, there are many tools in the market, okay, which are very, very popular, and which are very, very Um, 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah. So there are many tools in the market which are having huge demand. Okay, apart from Selenium. So there are tools like Tosca. Tosca doesn't need any coding. It's basically used for all the end-to-end testing and for SAP kind of testing, for Salesforce testing and all. They use Tosca. And there is something called Playwright Catalan. Okay, nowadays this are very much in popular. Playwright Catalan. Sorry, I'm sorry. Catalan and C Sharp is different one. I would put it in here. Okay, Playwright and you might not heard about these tools, but yeah, few people would have not done. So Selenium with C Sharp and you know Catalan. This has 5% of market share. Okay, companies are using 5%. Tosca 10% of companies are using across the whole world. I'm saying Cypress and Playwright has been a new tool now in market, and companies 10% of the companies are using this. Okay. So next, Selenium with Java, 45% of the market is using this. And Selenium with Python is 30%. Okay. This is the reality. See, I don't want to exaggerate anything and anything at all, because this is what the reality. So we are in now focusing the target of 30%. Okay. Because we cannot learn all of them. If you want, you can learn it from your sources. There are so many sources, but these are the very important tools, or these are the high demanded tools in the market currently in the whole world, no matter you go anywhere in the world. Okay, these are the only tools. There are certain tools that doesn't even constitute 5-10% of, I mean 5% of entire market. Okay, but whatever I am telling it is a very huge demanded tools in the market. So you either learn Cypress Playwright or Selenium with Java or Tosca or Selenium with Python has very huge demand. Okay. The other things are very little. Okay. They are also there. Some companies are using them, but these are the very huge things. So I can say that Selenium with Python or Java has so much of demand. Okay. Compared to other tools, because they are only constituting very less percent. Okay. So when I say if you learn Selenium with Java, the challenge is you need to be sound in coding. If you don't know coding, or if you are a new learner, if you are from manual testing to automation testing, if you are from non-IT to IT, if you don't have any experience of Java before, or if you don't know any programming language before, it is very, very difficult to learn Java at this moment, because a fresher can write a solid code than you learn and write now. Okay, the expectation of experienced person in industry is very huge. So if I ask 2 year person to write some code, and there is a 10 years person, I would obviously expect more from him, right? So he could not able to write the code because he also learned Java very recently. He should have learned Java very recently. Okay, so learning Java as a first thing at this moment with some experience, I would never suggest anyone. And that is a very bad idea of it, obviously. Okay. So now what should I learn? I can learn any of this, but they does not constitute any of the market, right? They does not constitute any of this market share. You cannot find Cypress in some countries. You cannot find this, but you will find Selenium with Python in a major scope. I cannot say that Selenium with Python is existing everywhere, but it is there with 30% of market share. A lot of companies are now requiring with it. Okay. So now what I could say is learning Python is the best option for someone who is new. Python is such a simple code which anyone can learn. Okay. Obviously, it is not very simple as we say, but obviously when you practice and practice and practice, obviously you will come to a stage where you can well verse with Python. Okay. So learning Python is the best option for all those who wants to switch from non-IT to IT, from manual to automation, from other skills to Python. Okay. For freshers, for whoever it is, in terms of as a newbies into the market, in terms of coding part, Python is the best choice. Okay. So we have decided Python now. So once we decide Selenium with Python, so what is Selenium? I will again explain you very detailedly what is the architecture of Selenium, what are the components of Selenium, why Selenium came into picture, So this all story, everything in a very detailed way we are discussing later. So now let's keep it on a more high level discussion. What is that required? What is why we are running this? Okay. What is there in Selenium Python? That's what my focus is. Okay. I'm sorry if it's understood. Yeah. So now the challenge, major challenge in terms is, so if I say Selenium with Python, what is that I need? So Selenium itself is a tool. So something called Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium WebDriver is a tool. Uh, tool, I mean to say, what is a tool? So there are two explanations of tool. Tool is a physical existence, or tool is something as a third-party software which provides you some commands to execute certain tasks. Okay. In our terms, Selenium WebDriver is a third-party tool which we cannot see, but third-party software which provides you some commands. Using that commands, you can execute and make your automation done in a very simple understanding. Okay, got it right? Got it right? So it provides you certain API calls and all. We will discuss about architecture later. What does it do? So what you need to learn in Selenium Python, Selenium WebDriver, which includes how to automate every component of UI. Using Selenium WebDriver, how do I automate every component of UI? Then frameworks. Why I should learn frameworks? Because Selenium can only do automation. Okay. But in my company, my target is not just automation. My target is to organize my test case, to run my regression suite, okay, to run my regression suite, to run parallel test cases, okay, to organize the number of test cases on a priority basis. So all these are my requirements, not just create a report, share the report to the stakeholders. So all
So
these are my
Nikhil,
requirements.
sorry to interrupt you, Nikhil. So
Hmm.
without creating a framework, we can't be able to automate any program, any
No.
project.
No, automation is possible. 100% automation is possible, but a processed way of automation or an organized way of automation can be done with frameworks. So frameworks are nothing but on top of Selenium. They provide some inbuilt capabilities like running the test cases, organizing, prioritizing the test cases, okay, then creating the reports, okay, and then
Okay.
running the priority of the test cases, running the parallel level of test cases, creation of regression suite, some capabilities the frameworks will provide. But automation is done only with Selenium, okay. We can't do automation with frameworks. Frameworks is only the extra capabilities on top of automation what you do.
Okay, so one more question. So whenever we are doing for automation, like mainly our program is focused on our main window instead of the second window, or like suppose that if I'm clicking somewhere and that time window is open some another window, so that time I need to create framework. So that time also automatically program will be focused on another window. So or we can be able to without creating framework, we can directly automate the program, like automate the any of the website.
We can automate any website without frameworks. Okay, without frameworks,
Okay.
we can automate every website and any website. But frameworks are extra capabilities on top of what you run. They are just extra capabilities. And that is what companies need. Companies
Okay.
are not ready. Companies are not ready to, hire someone only having Selenium experience, but they are very much interested in a framework on top of what you already learn on Selenium. Because Selenium, see, everything is a static syllabus. Okay, very important to understand.
Okay.
Selenium WebDriver is static. That means the commands of it is static. It may change over time. I mean to say a method may change over time, but the concept of implementing is static. Okay. So
Okay.
it may change a little, you know, capability, or the method name could change. But the concept of automating every component is static. So whoever teaches Selenium in the whole world will teach the same. All the concepts, like how to click on element, how to click on links, how to automate drop downs, how to automate the pop-up windows, how to automate multiple windows, how to automate web table, how to automate, calendar, how to automate any component in the UI, whatever components you see, everything you can automate with Selenium. Okay, any UI component can be automated with Selenium. Okay.
Okay.
So all this we are going to see in a very detailed manner. You don't need to worry about it. Okay. I'm
Okay.
going to teach it. So now coming to the frameworks. Yeah, wait. I mean, Sirisha is little more fast and furious in terms of understanding. I understand. I can clearly understand. Not a problem. I'll try to tell you. So PyTest is very demanding. If you know Java, in Java there is something called TestNG. A very similar way in Python we call it as PyTest. PyTest is very much famous and very much demanding framework in the market now. So PyTest, see, you don't need to learn all frameworks, but one or two frameworks with some good capabilities in them. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not going to.
required as per the company. Like I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some.
Different companies will ask different frameworks, but I'm going to teach you all demanded frameworks in the market. Okay. So I'm going
Oh,
to teach you PyTest. I'm going to teach you robot framework. Very, very important. I'm going to teach you behave, which is called BDD Cucumber framework. In Python, we say behave. Okay. BDD Cucumber is also called behave. These three frameworks we are going to see along with API testing. We are going to see. Okay. In API testing also, we are going to repeat all this majorly. Okay, this is a solid, no trainer or no training institute. You can go and inquire anywhere. They are going to teach all these frameworks. Okay, because these are the, see, hybrid. Okay, hybrid framework means any of the combination is called hybrid framework. So when I say robot framework plus BD, data driven testing, okay, DDT. So this this two is called hybrid. Okay, or BDD with the DDT is the hybrid, or PyTest with DDT. DDT means data driven testing with an Excel sheet integration. Okay, so we are going to see it. No worries. Hybrid means any two combinations of one major frameworks and integration with data driven testing is called hybrid framework. So hybrid means combination of any two. Okay, that's where. So now PyTest and hybrid framework is different. See, what is hybrid? Hybrid is combination of any two is called hybrid. PyTest is a different framework. PyTest alone is a different framework. When you say PyTest and you write some BDD commands there, then it becomes hybrid. Got it, right? Or when I say PyTest and I write data-driven testing, then it becomes hybrid. So it is not required to learn hybrid. Okay. See, you can say that you worked on hybrid. No one would ask you how exactly you have implemented hybrid and all. Okay, let me not focus on that which is not required, at least this point of time. Sirisha, I would request you to just be on hold, not to send any message now after I teach, because I'm just getting disturbed um, uh, in not giving a proper understanding. Okay. So now uh, these are all the frameworks which are going to see. Okay, then we will always obviously see Git or GitHub and all the GitHub actions, whatever we do. Okay, GitHub actions, I mean to say the version control related actions. We create some remote, and then from there we have our local, we push our code and then make sure we integrate it with Jenkins and then do it. Okay, so this is a very straight process, and this is something that is very important for anyone in the market. Okay. Okay, and now coming to uh, everyone is able to see my screen.
yes.
Yes, sir.
So API testing, when I say API testing, API testing is something again very important. Okay, I'm going to teach you entire API testing. Okay, which is very, very important. as part of, see, whatever we are going to see in this course is a full stack testing, not just AP, Selenium with Python. It's a full stack testing. We are going to see Postman. We are going to see all, not all of them, but at least one framework with API testing. Okay, any of them, because it's not recommended to learn all of them, because in UI we will obviously learn all of them, but for API we will take one framework. Okay, entire framework from the scratch we will build it with API testing. And from the scratch, we'll build any of these frameworks, okay? How each and every component of it we will try to build. Then DB testing, I'm going to say with behave. So we are going to see an extreme understandable and solid level of understanding of entire automation testing with Selenium and Python, which includes a solid DB testing, a solid API testing, a solid UI testing. That's all in the market. There is nothing. You need to know entire manual testing. You need to know entire automation testing. You need to know API testing. You need to know DB testing. So there is nothing in the market which is going to be required apart from learning this. So we are going to see entire framework with behave in DB testing. Okay. Now what you have to learn from your side is cloud. Any of this cloud for testing you need to learn. Don't learn all the cloud for your certification and all. For testing, what is required, you learn it. Parallelly, while my course is going on to complete this, I would request you to learn the cloud testing. Okay, because they would obviously ask some cloud integration, cloud understanding. Okay, if you learn this, no one can beat you in the world. I could say no. I mean to say in an exaggerated term, but no one. You can do everything. You can get job in any company. Okay, you can get job in any company and every company if you learn these things. So one important challenge is you need to know Python, solid Python basics, solid at very it's a solid level. Okay, so for that I will share you some important interview questions which are very commonly asked in interviews. Okay, and you should also prepare geeks for geeks. Okay, interview questions which comes on every. I can share you that you parallelly has to do two things along with what I am teaching. Okay, either you take some Udemy course or you take some you prepare it from some sources. That's up to you, but you have to be focused with my classes and along with something parallel to it. Then your task is done. You don't need to worry any time next for 30 years. Whatever I'm teaching, just note it out. This is the final thing. Because go anywhere in market, see anywhere of any job description, you will not find anything apart from this. You take any randomly, you go to Naukri and type any of them. Okay, see the job descriptions. Any job descriptions you see, what they expect you is to have Selenium with Java. They expect you to have some framework. They expect you to have some GitHub. They expect you to have Jenkins. They expect you to have some API testing knowledge. They expect you to have some DB queries. They expect you to have some cloud knowledge. They expect you to have solid Python coding. That's all. Is there anything else? See, we are not going for non-functional part. If you learn non-functional part, that is an added advantage. But there is a different stream of people who are especially for it. If you now learn a non-functional, then it goes very long. They would expect so many things from that. ETL non-functional, I'm not touching. That's a different field altogether. Okay. See, this is purely what market is required as part of it. See, it is not, it is the full stack testing concept. Okay. We have two other sectors like non-functional testing where your load runner, your JMeter, your Neo load tools come into picture, but they also need, you need to do some security testing, some, scans. Okay. Some, what do you say? Some bug scans, security level testing that is required. So that is a different sector altogether. We don't touch it. Similarly, ETL testing, again, you need to be very good with all this ETL, things, data management and all stuff. So that also we are not going to touch. So we are only focusing on something that is having huge demand in the market. This is having extreme demand compared to anything or any technology else for testing. Okay, you can do the same thing for Java also. It's not just Python. You either go for Java or Python. This is the final thing. Okay, if you only have functional testing, then that's something that is functional testing, manual testing, everything means the same course. Okay? There is little different understanding, but we don't go and detailedly understand on it. There is nothing going to help you. Okay, for at least next to 2 to 3 years. Okay, I mean to say next to 2 to 3 years, there is nothing going to be there after 2 to 3 years. Only functional testing, no one will ask. Because if you know functional testing, there are very few jobs, first point. And jobs are also there, but they expect you to have some domain expertise. For example, you say that I know only functional testing. They'll say that what functional testing you know? I want banking core fundamentals. Do you know that banking knowledge, banking business knowledge? Do you know insurance business knowledge? Do you know healthcare business knowledge? Do you know investment banking in business knowledge? Do you know telecom business knowledge? So they expect you to have some business knowledge. But when you're in automation, they don't care whatever knowledge you have into testing. Okay. But job openings in functional testing is very limited, very minimal. You don't you don't touch that area majorly, because in any interview they would not much ask you functional testing questions if you're going for a automation interview. And packages are also very limited for functional. So you better focus on something that I am saying. Yeah. Now I would request you having any questions from your end to me. Okay. Sirisha was unbeatable in sending messages back to back. Yeah. Now you can speak, Sirisha. Tell me what is your problem. You have been pinging me so many things. I understand, but I would request you to send it at the end, because it may disturb me. How much manual testing we do, that depends on your company, madam. If your project is aligned with 50% of manual automation, you have to do it. As a tester, we cannot say no for anything, right? So that depends from project to project.
Definitely, it's totally required from the project level. And
True,
also manager know what's the requirement for client sides also. Some parts we need
true.
to do the automation, else some parts for manual also.
True. Obviously, see, when you're a tester, you should always be aligned with what is client. If you're working for a service-based company or a project-based company or a product-based company, that again depends on your project. They expect you to complete your regression testing through manual and automation, and then share your results. So that's the typical, way of testing that you do. You have to obviously do testing in multiple environments. Okay, when you're working in a company, you have to do it in your QA environment, in your stage, you may have to do it in UAT. You have to do multiple levels of testing through manual and also through automation. You need to create a regression suite. Okay. And make sure you maintain that regression suite. You run it in every release cycles. So all these are something that is a very common thing. If you're not aware, don't worry. I'll explain you everything in detail. Okay. Again. But yeah. How much and all, that's again. That again depends. UI and API. See, there is nothing static in the market. Very clear. In a company that you are once you are into project, you have to always perform what is the project need. I am not giving you anything specific to a project. I can give you a generic thing. But once you go to a project, how can I know that what is your project is going to do? Okay, your project has its own way of maintaining the stuff, right? So you have set of developers, you have set of team, you have agile team, you have your own scrum team. They have certain requirements, you have different stories, you test them. Okay, through manual automation, you have your own project manager, test manager, who takes care of stuff. So how much you do, what you do, what are the different testings, that's again a objective understanding. I mean, it's not a subjective understanding. So I cannot comment on anything else. See, percent of okay, I'm not going to much answer on this part. I already said you percentage of API manual testing. It's mandatory for us to learn automation and manual. Okay, so very sure.
And sorry,
Not
Nikhil,
yeah.
Yeah. So what about the syllabus you study? You told us like
Yeah, yeah,
you,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to
because we have
show.
limited time, only we have 6 minutes remaining. So I'm aware about it. Can you please clarify?
Okay, so now I'm going to show my syllabus. Wait a minute. I would like to. Uh, 1 minute. Sorry, just a minute. How to stop it here? Okay, I'm going to show my syllabus. Okay, which again changes over time. Okay, we would try to discuss more detailedly on it. I would, okay, I would do one thing. I will try to share you. Well, okay. Right now, I'm going to see a high level syllabus. See, you just has to do two things. Okay. Um, I'm going to tell you this is again high level syllabus. See, if I say
Okay.
loops again, there are certain internal things. I'm only giving the high level concepts. Okay? Please understand it. Whatever I'm
Okay.
going to show you is the overall concepts. But again, in that we have sub concepts or sub points which I did not mention it. But I will try to tell you what is that. First, we will start with Python. The reason I want to start with Python is there are people here who doesn't know Python also. There are people here who knows very limited Python. There are people here who doesn't, who was completely into non-IT. Since that is the scope, I am going to teach you Python, which is an extra syllabus from me. Okay, so I'm going to teach you Python, not very detailedly, but I'm going to teach Python what is required for our automation testing, and every concept of Python is being covered in a very detailed manner. Okay. Mm, I mean to say what is required. What is required is covered in a very detailed manner. So
Yeah,
people who already know,
definitely. Suppose that if you are doing for automation Selenium side, so definitely you not required 100%. We have some limited sites. With that time, we
mm,
can able
mm,
to do our automate program.
true, true. So we are going to see only, we are going to see entire Python course,
Okay.
very important. Then after that, we would try to um, see Selenium. Okay.
Okay.
So Selenium, we are going to see all the concepts of Selenium, everything. So once end of this course or end of this section, you can automate any website and every website that is there in the market. Okay. UI application. So we are only focusing on UI testing. Okay.
Correct.
UI testing means web application testing. So what is
Yeah.
a web application? Any application that is launched on a web, on a browser. So any browser. Right now we don't have Internet Explorer. We can take either Edge or Firefox or Chrome. So you can either open any application in Edge, Microsoft Edge, or Safari if you have Apple Mac device, or Chrome, or Microsoft Firefox, or sorry, Mozilla Firefox. Any of this browser, if you take, if you launch any application on top of it, you can be able to automate it with full stretched if you know Selenium. That's what we are going to see, because we will try to see all the commands that are provided by Selenium to automate every concept of every component of UI. So by the end of this course, you will completely automate any application. Now we will start with frameworks. We'll start with first thing called robot framework. Robot framework is a keyword driven framework. What is meant by keyword driven framework? So versions that we are using, Python version we'll use 3.x. That means 3.11, 3.12. We cannot, I mean, anything about 3 we will use. And Selenium also about 3 we will use. Right now, Selenium is 4. Okay, Selenium is 4 version, and Python is also, Python version is also more than 3.12, 13, 14. So, but my focus is to you can take any version. There are very little changes. More than 3.9 or 3.10, Python is fine. And Selenium 3 version is better compared to 4, because no company currently is now migrated full to 4. If you go and interview and say that you know Selenium 4 commands, the company people may not understand because they are used to Selenium 3 version. Okay. So We will also discuss what are the difference between Selenium 4 and Selenium 3, but Selenium 3 we will try to go and work on it. Okay, that's what the market. Every company is now using Selenium 3 only. Some companies are now trying to slowly migrate from 3 to 4. Some advancements that has come. Okay, but that is not full-fledged. We will also understand the difference, but let's focus on 3, which is the whole market that is there. Okay, because most of framework is only built once, right? You cannot build 10 times. So for next 10, before 10 years or before 5 years, some framework has built, they would have built in Selenium 2 or 3. Okay, if they would have built in Selenium 2 or 3, they cannot change it now at an instance. They'll slowly change it over time, right? So we will learn Selenium 3 and we'll also see what is the difference between 3 and 4, and we will try to adopt it slowly. Okay. So Selenium robot framework we are going to see. It is again a keyword driven framework. What is meant by keyword driven framework? Keyword driven framework is a framework. Framework means what? It's a building block to create some process. For example, what does framework has? Framework has some inbuilt methods, classes. Okay, it has its own variables. So it provides you certain things. It's a package, or it's a group of, it's a binded package. It provides you certain capabilities like classes, inbuilt methods, which are already bounded together. So if you use that framework, if you use the classes of that, if you use the methods of it, if you use the attributes of it, then you can make your work done. Okay, so that's called framework. The same way, a robot framework is a keyword driven. So every activity, it has its own keywords. If I want to click on an element, if I want to enter some text, if I want to enter some drop down, it has its own library. It has its own keywords. So you should know all of them to understand robot framework. Why are we learning robot framework? Because it is highly demanded in the market. Most of the companies are using robot framework. Okay. So now after robot framework, we will see end to end one project with robot framework. Some e-commerce application, we will see entire UI testing of it. Then we will see automation testing. With API testing also, we will see end to end testing. So with robot framework, we will see API testing and UI testing, complete application. Okay. Now coming to the PyTest. In the PyTest, we are going to see all the, you know, mm, all the different types of capabilities, like what are the different fixtures, markers, how to run parallel test cases, how to run a regression suite, how to run a sanity suite, how to prioritize the test cases, how to pass the what do you say, different parameters, all these things which are there of that, how to rerun the failed test cases, all this as part of PyTest, we are going to see it here. Okay, with some data driven testing, so which is called hybrid way. Okay, we'll see hybrid testing here. So this way we will try to cover entire UI testing. Okay, see API testing, we'll see robot framework, UI API testing and UI testing, robot framework, only UI testing with PyTest. And BDD framework, we will see both API, sorry, both UI, comma, API, comma, DB. So with BDD framework, which will cover everything of our things. This is a solid syllabus that you will never ever find anywhere in the market. So no one can teach you DB testing, API testing, and UI testing with different frameworks. You can inquire anywhere in the whole world. I mean, I'm just giving you that exaggeration, but you can verify anywhere in the market. Okay, so we are going to see everything: BDD framework, PyTest framework, robot framework, both API and UI testing. So this way you will get complete idea of automation testing with Selenium. Complete idea, a full packed idea of automation testing with. Okay, you can automate anything and everything in the market. Now we'll go with manual testing, such as types of testing, levels of testing, techniques of testing, test plan creation, test strategy differences, what is agile process, Jira we will see, defect management. Okay, everything as part of manual testing that is required to the extent of 5 years level, we will see. Okay, And then we will see git pull, merge conflicts, branch, commit, checkout, add, fetching, all git related stuff. And then Jenkins pipeline, creating a git project, building the pipeline and all we will see. So this completes our entire syllabus. Yeah, any questions, anyone?
And duration is like 2 to 3 months or 1 to 2 months.
Let it go any time, okay? We will go it slowly. Two to
Definitely.
2 to 3 months. See, we will
Oh,
try to cover everything. See, this is one time read. If you know this, you don't need to worry at all anytime. And again, I'm saying you, every day recording will be provided. See, multiple things here, okay? What are the, you can say, outcomes? Okay? Outcomes, or you can say, um, first thing, WhatsApp group will be created, okay? WhatsApp group. See, again, I'm saying you, I need minimum count. Okay. If I don't get minimum count, again, I will not be interested to take it forward. The reason because, it was again waste of my time and all. Shirisha, what is you need? You need postman. Postman, we are seeing, madam. Okay.
API, whenever we try to run
Yeah.
more, so that
In
time we
API, obviously, postman we'll see. See, we are not missing anything. That's what you need to understand. There is nothing that we are missing out. There
okay.
is no concept of that we are missing out, which is required. See, again, I'm saying there are multiple things in market. If I want to learn everything, it goes for years. So what is required, what is market, what is, because I have been into market, I hire hundreds of people for different requirements and for different clients, in within my organization. Suppose my client Optum has some requirement on testing. I would get the description and I will try to share the people. And if some client Verizon has some requirement, I would share it. If some client um, Bank of New York Mellon has some requirement, I would share it. Some client JP Morgan Chase has some requirement, I would share it. So I knows what they are expecting. I knows what they are, because in interviews also I would be clearly watching what kind of things they are looking, what is that they want, what is that they are expecting from people, and what is that to 10 years, till 10 years experience. After that, obviously you will build your own career up. Okay. See, I'm just saying you, this is like initialization. What is my course is to make you from some other course to enter into IT or to enter into Selenium Python. Once you enter into job, that is up to you to build your capabilities. Okay. So this course, anyone whoever trains any course is only as like they are just giving you uh what do you say? They are just giving you a platform to enter into that particular skill set. Once you enter into that skill set, once you enter into that organization with that skill set, that is up to you to build your capabilities and grow in that sector. Okay. There obviously no one will go, help, right? So whatever I am teaching is making you help to enter into that sector, enter into Selenium with Python with some quality knowledge. Once you join any organization with that skill set, that's up to you to build your capabilities. That's what anyone can do, okay? Or anyone has to do. Got it, right? So I'll create a WhatsApp group. Very clear, listen, I'll create a WhatsApp group, okay? And every day we will discuss about, every day notes will be shared, okay? And then notes will be shared, any updates will be shared, okay, and we can discuss on everyday basis, okay, on
And
that.
recording.
Recordings, yeah, recordings will be also shared every day by Durgasoft team. Don't ask me, okay, I don't have any access to them.
Okay, no problem. So this
Durgasoft
is also
team,
including in our courses now. So
yeah, see, Durgasoft team, you can, I will give their contact numbers, or they have already put something in chat, right? Please go and
yes,
get that get name numbers, okay, because see,
yeah, yeah.
you can
We got.
just, you can just contact them. Okay, there are some numbers given by them. You please contact them for recordings. Don't ask me, because they don't even share that recordings to me. Okay, either I don't even have access to the recordings. Whatever I'm teaching now, it is up to them. Okay, I cannot start the class or close the class. I can only join the class. So if the class is not started, if the class is not ended, or if the class is not on time and all, So we should all has to reach them, okay, for getting things, because the uh, grip is there with them. That's what they generally maintain. So recordings, everyday recordings will be provided. Okay. So my task is to create a WhatsApp group, whoever paid, and then update the notes and share the details to them. Okay. Then what we will do is like every Monday to Friday only we'll have classes. Saturday, Sunday on requirement basis we will have. Okay. Saturday and Sunday only on demand basis. If required, we'll have, otherwise we'll not have. Okay. That again depends. So only Monday to Saturday classes will be there. Sorry, Monday to Friday only classes will be there. Saturday, Sunday only when it's required, then we'll have, otherwise we'll not have. Okay, at this point of time, let's take no, not have. Then you can claim up to 2 to 2.5 years of experience. Okay, in Selenium and Python. Other experience, okay, see, I can tell you, you can claim up to 10 years or 5 years. But in reality, that doesn't work out. Okay, anyone, whoever is teaching in market, like a trainer, so they can maximum give you a solid guarantee of this much only. Okay, so you can claim 2 to 2.5 years with Selenium and Python. Other experience, whatever you are currently having, you can keep. Suppose you have 10 years. So say that I have 2 to 3 years into Selenium Python and other into some other your manual testing, ETL testing, whatever testing that you have. Okay, so that guarantee from the course, whatever we complete, we will surely get it. I hope you are getting right, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can also claim more experience, but that is not guaranteed from my end, because this is a solid thing, whatever we are discussing. So it is, obviously we'll get more experience, but yeah, just for a guaranteed purpose, I can give you some guarantee, because this quality knowledge you will usually get by the way that we train. So Python is very important. What you need to do is very, very important, guys. Two important things you need to learn apart from my syllabus. Okay. You need to always practice Python programs every day. Okay. Python programs every day from Geeks for Geeks, I can tell you. Okay. From tomorrow, I mean, I'll show you tomorrow. Okay. Why? Because Geeks for Geeks, I'm telling you, you can also do it in Leap. There are something called lead code and there are something called hacker rank and all that. Very tough. Okay. We cannot solve that. But for someone who is looking for a uh, I will not answer you, Sirisha. Okay. Sorry for that. You can please speak out, okay? Don't ask me multiple questions at things. You have been asking so many questions. I will obviously answer you, but yeah, uh, give me some time, no, please. Okay. I've been seeing only your chat from from the starting. So I will tell you, don't worry. Everything I'll tell you. Uh, yeah, every day you have to practice Python programs and okay, and you have to practice cloud. Learn one cloud from YouTube or from Udemy. Okay, AWS for testing. Don't learn everything of AWS. Only learn DevOps Azure what you want. Only for testing. Okay, for testing. Testing needed. What requirement of cloud you learn. Okay.
So you think Udemy is good for this, sir? I mean, this cloud.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Udemy is best for everything because you find multiple trainers over there, right? You can learn anything because see, ultimately we need some quality knowledge out it. Any course from anyone is preferable, okay?
Yeah.
With some understanding on it because that's something that market is now required. Then I will give you in if you're in India basically, I'll give you 200 plus HR contacts, okay, with Selenium and Python from my end. Okay. Once you are done with it, you can call them and you can ask for scheduling interviews so they can provide you some good quality things. This help I can do. So what I will do, what DurgaSoft team will do is DurgaSoft team will send you recordings. DurgaSoft team is responsible to on the class, off the class. I mean, to send any class related updates. Okay. And my job is to create a WhatsApp group. My job is to provide you contacts. Your job is to learn Python programs every day parallelly while the class is happening. Suppose today I'm teaching one topic, you learn that topic, you practice that, and apart from that, learn some programs. Okay, I'll also share you some programs. I'll share you important interview questions. I'll share you important, questions which are been very frequently asked in interviews, and learn some cloud parallel. So it's it's again 2 months, right? So in that 2 months you can complete all your cloud knowledge and also Python program knowledge. So then no one can stop you anytime, anywhere in the market. For next 10, 15 years, keep it as a note. That's all in testing. I don't see anything in testing apart from this. Anywhere you go, anywhere in any country you go. Okay. Obviously, here and there some advancements will be there. That would be obviously. My email ID, see again I'm saying you, request you, once you do payment, I request you to do the payment as soon as possible. If you do the payment, I can share my email ID, I can share my WhatsApp number. Okay, you can just ping to that number. Okay, and I'll add you to WhatsApp group. Currently, you please talk with DURGASOFT team. Okay, I've already given you contacts of DURGASOFT team, right? Okay. So whoever paid, you can ping to this number. Whoever paid, I'm saying, okay. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. See, I'm just sharing you. For any career guidance also you can share. But yeah, once you do payment only, then we will. Because otherwise, I'm not supposed to discuss. It is +91 if you are from other country. Okay. 9121143. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. Clear, right, everyone? Okay. Any doubts?
No.
From anyone? Yeah. You can ping me if you have any career doubts, career related doubts. Okay. But once you do payment only, then I can further, I cannot, go apart from the uh, things that I am supposed to do. So they have clearly told me once the payment is done, I can further, share your notes or get things. But if you are really confused on some knowledge, career guidance or anything, you can please help call me. Okay, if you need to speak something on your career perspective, or if you want something on understanding your things, you can please call me. Okay.
So when will be class will be continuing, like from tomorrow or from Monday?
See, class will continue only when the payment is done. Okay, I need
Yeah,
some
definitely.
solid,
Yeah.
solid. I need some solid count of people. Only then I can start, because see the point is like I'm not supposed to start the class. Generally,
Yeah.
like 2 days or 3 days, they would go for demo. Okay, and then they'll start the class. But so yeah, we will see till where it goes and all. Okay. Once the payment, I request everyone to do the payment if at all you are interested, and then we will immediately start our class. Okay. If you do the payment, we will start our class tomorrow itself. And we will see, it's very clear. We know what is our syllabus. We know what we have to teach. We'll go with the syllabus in a straight line. And it is not new for me. It has been from 5 years. I've been upgrading every time. Okay. It's not a static. First time when I teach, I did not teach much things. Second time, slowly I've added something. Third time, slowly. So now it is a solid thing. That is what market rated. Okay. So got it, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yes.
only after payment I can take the regular classes. That's what I'm concerned with.
Definitely, definitely,
yeah,
Nikhil. We'll pay and after that we'll join the class. No problem.
sure. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.